In this video, we'll be creating a simple program that will calculate the interest that is earned on a dollar amount invested at an interest rate of 0.035% for 1 year. Both the interest earned and the value of the investment after 1 year will be printed. So the first thing that we have to do is declare our variables. And we're going to need several variables to store our principal, our interest rate, and also our interest. We'll set interest rate equal to 0.035. Next, we're going to set up our user prompts so that the user can enter the principal amount. I'm just going to use a simple system.out.println statement to use as a prompt. So I'll just tell the user to enter the principal amount. Before we can store the principal, we have to set up a scanner object. So we already have the scanner utility class imported. And now we're going to create our scanner object. So we'll just call it scanner and set it equal to a new scanner. And we are doing a system.in operation. Now we can set principal equal to our scanner object dot. And in this case, we're going to use the next double method simply because our principal is a double. Next, we're going to perform our calculations on these dollar amounts. First, let's calculate the interest amount. So interest will be equal to principal times our rate. And to calculate the principal amount, we're going to set principal equal to principal plus interest. We're going to use the plus equal operator, and this is equivalent to principal equals principal plus interest. So I'll just drop that in the comment here. Finally, we're going to output the value of these calculations to the console. So I'm going to use a printf statement in this case, so I can output a formatted string. So select printf, and I'm going to start typing my string, and I'm just going to say the interest earned and display that interest amount. Let's not forget to set our format specifier in our string. And in this instance, I will use the %sign and F, because if we remember from our last video, that F allows us to print a double or a float. Now I'm just going to join a second string to this statement and print the value of the investment after 1 year. And I'm also going to use the %F format specifier to output our principal after 1 year. Now we can add our variables to this print statement. So let's put a comma, and the first value that we want to display is our interest earned. So I'll use the interest variable first, and then I'll also add the principal. And don't forget to add your semicolon at the end of your printf statement. Now that everything looks good, we can run our program and enter our principal amount. And we get our formatted string printed to the console. But it's also printing several decimal places, and we definitely don't want this. We want to format it to 2 decimal places. And also, we can see here that the second string is joined to the first string. So let's clean that up. Let's add a space before the second string. I could either add it to the end of the first string. In this case, I'm just going to add it at the second string, the beginning of the second string. And to format our number, our principal and our interest to 2 decimal places, I'll put a decimal and a 2 before our F format specifier. And this will tell our program to set it 2 decimal places. So now let me run my program again, and we see that we only get 2 decimal places for both the interest and the principal. Let's just run our program one last time, and let's use a different amount and see if we can get some decimal places printed in our print statement. So I'll just do a Shift F10 again, and this time I'm going to enter 3,250 as my principal amount, and we see that both the interest and the investment after 1 year both have a decimal place of 75.